Good YouTube, Quinn Wade. Coming to y'all with some fun basketball analysis. We're going to talk about the top 5 point guards in the NBA in the honorable mentions. Now, this position has gotten a little bit more crazier, and we have seen a lot of changes to it. Bigger guards are playing point. A lot of guys that's the size of a shooting guard are now your point guards, and sometimes they still start a point guard alongside some shooting guards that still hold the ball and score more. It just is they a point guard for that reason, or is they really a shooting guard? It just crazy how the NBA has changed and how many guys have so much control over the ball and so much control over the team. And I have to pick my list. So you might agree with it, it might not, might be a little off, might be a little, depending on how you look at things. But they just have fun with this All Star weekend. And I don't talk about All Star weekend on this channel, so I'm just gonna give y'all some top five, some breakdowns to give y'all something a little different before we do a little bit more rookie analysis, rundown, and instant analysis because the season is just that long. James Harden is an honorable mention. Yes, he did not make my top five this year, but he's in that conversation still. He's older. He's still hitting his threes. He's still helping teams win. He's still taking over games from time to time. He's still keeping bigs and wings and guards involved as much as he can when he's out there on the court. He lost a step offensively, but at the same time, he's still an engine and he still knows how to get it done. And his numbers still look really good. His efficiency has always been his question because obviously he turns the ball over a lot. And on top of that, he's never been a guy that shot the ball that great from the field throughout his career. You know, he's never been terrible, but he's also never been a dominant, efficient scorer from day one in the NBA still to now. And on top of that, you know, he's going to get to the free throw line a lot, and he is a good free throw shooter and has been basically his entire career. And he's also a really good rebounder, but he goes as one of those players like, well, Chris Dunn is starting with you, and I know he's not out there to score that much or pass. He's mainly out there for his defense. But at the same time, it just blurs the line. Is James Harden a point guard? He's still playing shooting guard. He's just better at decision making than the point guard that they have around him. And once you get past that, you realize he's still a great player, and he's still putting up dominant numbers when it comes to stuff in the stat sheet. 25 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. That's good enough, you know, to make you still a wanted player. That's good enough to tell somebody, well, he's still doing what he needs to do at age 36. Like most 36 years old in NBA history can't put up those type of numbers, even if he's not doing it as efficient. I mean, the guy is giving you 3.7 turnovers a game. So that's too many, but he is a guy that's still giving you 35 minutes a game at his age, and he's still providing a good balance on offense, especially, and he still can, get down defensively when he wants to. Not saying he's a great defender, but he has some aspects of his game to where he can defend depending on who you're guarding and what he's out there doing. Obviously, that's the coach is trying to make his team look as good as possible, and sometimes hiding James Harden is the best thing for the team. Jamal Murray. I feel like a lot of people haven't really been talking about Jamal Murray. I feel like he's been having a fantastic season. He's not in my top five this year, but he's definitely an honorable mention. He's close to being one. And it's just good to see him healthy, especially after that ACL tear that he had. And he's another guy giving you 25 points as a point guard. He is getting older. He's 28. He got a lot of wear and tear on his body right now because he's been playing a long time. And obviously you get more injured when you get older anyway. But he's giving you 25 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists on 48 field goal percentage. He's also shooting 42% from three. His efficiency and the fact that he's averaging around the same amount of points as Harden is why I put him above. And on top of that, he's also not turning the ball over as much. And he does average 7 assists, which is only a couple points lower than Harden's, not by much, and he's giving you 4 rebounds. But the efficiency and the fact that he's also playing 35 minutes, and he's been a big part of what the Denver Nuggets have been doing this entire season and throughout his whole career, and the fact that he has a championship shows you that they really need him, and he was just a good pick for them. It has been a great fit for their team and what they're trying to do. And he's just a professional. He's going to go out there and play hard and do whatever he can to help his team win. He can step up in clutch moments. He can take over games, and he can keep his teammates involved. And that's what a point guard is supposed to do. Now for the top five, Tyrese Maxey. You have to put him in that conversation without a doubt. He's just really dominating the game of basketball. 28 points a game. He's shooting 46% from the field, 37% from three, 88% from the free throw line. The numbers are there. He's small, he's tiny, but he's fast, he's quick, and he knows how to use his jump shot when it's needed. And on top of that, he's still giving you 6.8 assists. Some people say he should be giving you more, considering that he's playing 38 minutes. There's some truth to it. You know, you still want to keep your teammates involved, but a lot of his teammates like to get their own shot. They like to create their own. So it's not really just a catch and shoot or a dump off type of role that he's playing, even though he's playing it as close to as good as you can. And his team is above 500. He's been healthy for the most part, and that's something that you have to love and about him. And that's one thing you have to be excited about, you know, because he's only 25 and he has gotten better almost every single year. So I got respect for him. I got love for him. He's giving you 4.1 rebounds. That's about what you should be getting when you're 6'2". You don't want to be too much in the paint. You don't want to be getting banged and caught with elbows and things like that. Plus, he's giving you 2 steals a game, which is hard to do. You got to put a lot of effort, got to take a lot of gambles and a lot of risks. And you got to be paying attention to your player that you're defending, and obviously what they're trying to do while you're trying to pay attention to them to be able to get those steals. So just a really good, strong season from him, and I'm really proud of the player that he has become. And, you know, he has really put in a lot of work to be great at this game. And you can say the same for number 4, Jalen Brunson. The guy is a bucket. He's going to do a lot of moving. He's going to do a lot of dribbling. He's going to do a lot of bumping and knocking and rocking, but he gets it done. You know, he's 6'2" also, but he's 190. He's 29 years old, so he's almost 30. Going to the Knicks was the best decision of his career. It's helping him build up a legendary career with the All-Star appearances, the All-NBA appearances, showing that he can lead a team to the playoffs, showing that he can lead a team to a deep playoff run. It's what he's been doing with the Knicks. So it actually was just a genius decision from him and the Knicks to collaborate as partners right now. And it's been the best thing that has happened to him. But 27 a game is tough to do. He's also shooting 37% from three, which is respectable. 47% from the field, which is really good for his size and what he's able to do athletically, and not using that as a excuse not to be great. 84% from the free throw line. He's giving you 6 assists and 3 boards. And he's also only giving you 2.2 turnovers. So he's running the point guard position the way that it should be ran. He's still putting up buckets every single game. And you have to really plan and be ready for him because you know it's going to be a tough night whenever you have to guard him. Steph Curry, Wardell. Of course, he's going to be on this list. I know some people say, you got Brunson over Steph, but the only problem with Steph is just the injuries. I mean, the injuries have just been bad for him this season and throughout his career. He's just been having some nagging, some injuries that just keeps him sidelined. Obviously, he's still one of the better players in the league, even though he's one of the older stars. That still is great. He's 37, which is like 10 years older than some of these other guys on the list. But he's still getting it done. You know, he's 6'2", 185 pounds. So he's smaller than Tyrese. He's smaller than Brunson. But he's still giving you 27 just like them at 37. So let's give him some respect. 3 rebounds, 4 assists. He's also shooting 39% from 3, 93% from the free throw line, which is meaning he's not missing much when he gets there. He's still giving you 1 steal a game, and that's something that you have to like too. But Steph, man, when it comes to getting everything done, it's not too much that he doesn't do, you know. And his team is still above 500. They're basically not as good when he doesn't play. He's just that valuable. He's just that important to what the Warriors culture is and to what they believe and what they do. And just having him in the arena is just a blessing for the Warriors fans. That's what I'm seeing, just because he has done so much for this organization and still has been loyal to them through the ups and downs and all the changes that's been going on with the team from when he started to now. and he's just the face of the franchise and one of the biggest faces of the NBA. And then Cade Cunningham, he's one of those James Harden, Luka Doncic type of players where is he really a point guard or is he really just a big guard that can just do everything that you need? So you just prefer to have the ball in his hand because he's also a great decision maker. He's 6'6", is why I say that, and he's 220. I mean, he's basically bigger than everybody on this list, um, besides another guy. And he's still giving you 25. He's still giving you 9 assists. The problem is the 3.7 turnovers, but it's better than what he did last year, showing you that he is growing and he is learning from his mistakes and trying to be the best player that he can be. Shooting respectable from the field, 46%. He's still struggling getting threes at a great percent, but he's still got a chance to improve it as the season goes on. He's taking 5 attempts, only shooting 33%. He's also 80% from the free throw line, but he's also taking a career high 7.1 free throw attempts this season. Obviously, you want to see his shooting improve as much as it can because then it makes him harder to contain and harder to guard. But it's already hard to do that in general based off how he's been playing, especially these last 3 seasons. And then on top of that, he's giving you 5 boards, and that helps. Obviously, he's a bigger guard, so he can bang with the bigs a little bit more than some other guards on this list. But the fact that he's a well-rounded player and does everything for you is the biggest reason why I have him second. And is a guy that he was compared to that's number one, but he's just also a just tremendous defender. That's another thing I would say about Cade. He plays hard. He comes at you. He demands you to dribble and guard however he wants to. It's just amazing seeing him play on and off the ball and have so much success. And I think Cade Cunningham defense doesn't get enough credit. He should get more credit as an on ball and help defender for the Pistons. He's a big reason why they've been having so much success this entire season. That's why people have been putting him in the MVP conversation because the Pistons has been at the top of the East for a long period of time, and it doesn't seem like that's going to change unless an injury happens, of course. But other than that, he's been holding down the fort in the East. He's been dominating the game of basketball, and he has shown at 24 years old he's the real deal, and he's backing up that number one pick tag that we gave him in high school in the NBA now. And then Luka Doncic, y'all already knew it was going to be him because his numbers are just absolutely stupid. Like you wouldn't even believe that his numbers was real. Sometimes the last couple seasons is like, what doesn't the man do? That's the question when you look at Luka and you look at the fact that his teams, if he's healthy, he's always going to have them in the playoffs. He's always going to, be one of the most unstoppable players because of his passing and his IQ and his ability to score basically everywhere, whether it's a floater shot, a layup, a free throw, a three, or just getting to the basket or just hurting you with the pass. He just does it all. And there's nothing that he doesn't do besides play defense. But his offense is so overwhelming and just so strong that you have to look at and say, he's just that great. 6'8", 230. He's the biggest guy on this list, I believe. And, he's even bigger than Cade, height-wise and weight-wise by 10 pounds. And he's shooting 34% from three, 47% from the field. He's playing 35 minutes like the other guys are. He's so important to their winning that he has to be on the court as much as possible. 78% from the free throw line, still needs to improve there, but he is shooting 10 a game, showing you how hard it is to stop him and stay in front of him and make things difficult on him. He's also giving you 7 boards a game and 8 assists, and on top of that, still giving you a steal. He is averaging 4 turnovers, another thing he needs to improve on. He sees a lot of bodies. They force him to get a ball up. They force him to trust his teammates and use his teammates more. But that's what a point guard is supposed to do. They're supposed to read the floor, react to it the right way, and make the best decision for the team as consistently as they can. And Cade does that. Luka does that. Steph does that. Brunson does that. And Maxey does that. And I would say Jamal Murray does it, and so does James Harden as the best guys in the league. People going to say, what about Darius Garland? What about Trae Young? What about John Morant? They're injured. They didn't play enough games. Even when they was playing, they didn't dominate enough compared to these guys. And we have to be fair in our assessments. We have to evaluate everything that's being brought to the table and everything that we see. And if you want to say Shea should be on this list, my argument would be, what about Lugens Dort? No, is he the point guard? Is he what? Because I feel like Shea, he wants the ball mainly to score. He can pass, he can facilitate, but he's not really running the offense all over and over again. Especially when Jalen Williams is healthy too. You know, he has handling duties too. So I look at Shea more as a guard that's an off guard more than a guy like Cade or Luca. He can get numbers like that. His numbers look like that. But when you watch the Thunder play and how they play, Shea is more of a off guard more than he is a hands-on guard, in my personal opinion. And that's why I would say he's probably the number one shooting guard for sure. But I just don't look at him as a point guard at this point of his career. And that's why I didn't have him on this list. Not because he sucks or not because he's overrated. It's just I look at him more as a shooting guard than as a point guard. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to get more of my lists and more of my channel videos that is going to be changing up throughout the next couple weeks and throughout the next couple months to give y'all some different type of things to watch and view. So if you like this type of stuff and you want more of it, this is the channel for you. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today, hopefully with more analysis.